As we've previously discussed, we are talking about phrases, and we're going to really focus on prepositional phrases and the two subcategories of prepositional phrases. Over here, I have given you a wonderful array of most commonly used prepositions. These are the things you look for first, because if I find these, I will find the prepositional phrase. So make sure that you're constantly referring to this. If you're not sure where to look, I believe we've told you this numerous times on numerous occasions. Check out page 58 in your grammar book. That book should be open right now so that I have those. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the two types of prepositional phrases. So again, there are two types. So we have prepositional phrases. That's kind of like the umbrella. And then once I find a prepositional phrase, I can go further by labeling them either as this type of prepositional phrase, or I can label them as this type of prepositional phrase. So here we have adjective phrases. Again, those are prepositional phrases. And on this side, notice I changed the colors on that side there. I have adverb phrases. If I ask you, what is an adjective and an adverb phrase? What else can I name them? They are both prepositional phrases. So if I ask you what they have in common, they both are prepositional phrases. Now we know that prepositions must always do what? So both of these will always do this. They must start with a preposition. And that's why this box up here is so important, because all of my prepositional phrases will start with this. Now, when we figure out whether it's an adverb or adjective, it will vary. But right now, we need to make sure that we understand those things. Okay, so we've taken the fact that we know it starts with a preposition. Now we're going to go ahead and go into more details. Let's focus just on our adjective phrases. As I've already told you, adjective phrases are, yes they are prepositions, prepositional phrases. I'm just going to put a P for phrases. And that means they must start with a preposition. Wow, I spelled that really bad. Try this again. Start with a preposition. And then they will have an object with it. So what you have to understand is when we're dealing with prepositional phrases and adjective phrases exactly, adjective phrases are prepositional phrases that they modify nouns. Very simple, very easy. They modify nouns. So they give us more information about the specific thing and modify a noun or pronoun. So an example, let me go ahead and shrink this. An example of a preposition, they're linked together, huh? Okay, it's getting smaller and smaller. So a good example of a prepositional phrase would be simply, the store with the neon sign is open, right? Or let's do an easy one. We bought a CD. And then as soon as I put this, by, so I look up here, I'll find it, but I'm sorry, it's small. By Mr. Sanchez. By Mr. Sanchez is a prepositional phrase because it starts with a preposition and it's by who? The object is Mr. Sanchez. However, by Mr. Sanchez is describing the CD, and CD is a noun. Now in this sentence it's also a direct object. Anything that's an object is a noun, so that makes it really easy. So what you'll find is that adjective phrases will modify subjects, objects, and remember all of our objects could be a lot of different ones. I'll give you them in different colors. We got direct objects, indirect objects, objects of other prepositions, right? Plus you could be, that's basically it. direct object, indirect object, object of preposition. Those are usually the words that are going to be modified. Oh, and subject, don't forget the subject. Subjects and objects. Those are what adjective phrases modify. I will go on to the next page and let you do some examples. So here we have 3 sentences. Now, I'm going to give you the list that we always do, right? 1, we read. 2, we label. And what do we label? Our subjects and verbs. 3, find prepositions. Using which page? 58 of your grammar book. Find all the prepositions and circle them. So I circle my prepositions. And then I'm going to find the object if there are one. Remember, I look afterwards because if it has a verb afterwards, it's not a prepositional phrase, it's an infinitive phrase. But so I find my object, and then I'm going to go ahead and underline my phrase. And then from there, 5. What word is it modifying? What word is modifying? Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that yet. I don't want to look for the word yet. I want to go ahead and finish out my labeling. So we label everything else. And then finally, I will draw an arrow to word, phrase, modifies. So let's look at the first one. She was a student in France. Okay, so obviously she is my subject, was is my verb. What was she, a student? Student is referring back to her, so that is a predicate nominative, because this is a linking verb. I really want to get crazy. And then this is my article. Now, in is my preposition. In France. Where's that? France. That's my object of the preposition, OP. This is my prep. This is my prepositional phrase. Now, what is in France? Who was in France? What was going on? The student was in France. So student, we already said, is a predicate nominative. That's a subject, basically. So this is an adjective phrase, because it's modifying a predicate nominative. So down below, John ate the sandwich with ham. I got my subject, my verb. What was eaten is my direct object. Here's my article. With is my preposition. Ham, there's my prepositional phrase. This is my object of the preposition, because it's with what? Ham. And it's telling me what type of sandwich, right? So it's modifying an object. I said if it modifies an object, it's a adjective phrase. Running out of room there. The last one. Subject is turtle. Is the verb. Bert is describing is. So that's my predicate, or describing what the turtle's name, right? So, and is named verb. And name is kind of not really a verb. It is, but it isn't. So I'm going to leave it as a verb, but it's kind of, because you could drop it and it wouldn't change anything. Now let's see, I got my prepositional phrase next to, sometimes you have doubles, there are things, and next to what? The garage, garage. So that's my whole prepositional phrase. Garage is my object of the preposition. Here's my article. There's my article. Next to the garage. What is next to the garage? The turtle, so I'm describing the turtle, so that's why that's an adjective phrase. Now make sure that you know all that stuff. Have it all written down, memorize it, and be ready to do the next sentences.